Hey, Chris Duffin here. So, a big thank you to everyone for the support they showed after my opening up a little bit about struggling with some depression issues last week. I'd love to dive further into some discussions on that point, but just doesn't feel like the mood to do it today. So, we're going to talk about training, and it's been a good week. So, the last couple weeks have been kind of a mini peak, and I'm going to be going into back into a little bit more volume training for the next 3 or 4 weeks. But really ramped it up. Had a tremendous squat this week. Um, had a bench that was misloaded significantly, but I was really happy. Well, I was upset at first, but I was really happy afterwards after I reflected and realized just uh, it didn't feel that heavy, and it actually moved off my chest. And I think my pressing strength has really gone up, but I need to kind of dial in. I've taken it easy on a lot of lockout type issues because of my elbows and really developing that strength. And I've been making a lot of progress on my elbows this last year, so I need to kind of move back, reshift how I'm looking at my bench because the strength is there, and it's just kind of fine tuning it to get to where I'm actually able to press and complete the lift. So I'm pretty excited about that, and so you'll see that on here this week. Deadlift I did take easy this week. I really wanted to do an 800-pound conventional for some reps, just because. But I've been lifting heavy on everything the last few weeks. And Friday I had to fly out to New York, so I just took the conservative approach instead of before taking a 7-hour flight or 8-hour flight or whatever it was, not to jump into a really heavy deadlift. But I didn't want to test where my grip was. Again, making progress on the elbows and stuff, and I haven't done an over-under pull in a long time due to the pressure on the elbow. Last time I tried it earlier this year was still a little while post-surgery and was experiencing some pain. So I did some rack pulls, worked up to 805 for pretty easy holdout. Felt I could have pulled that really easy and held onto it the whole time. 855 I pulled and held, but I don't think I could have held onto that one for a full pull from the floor. So, but all in all, pretty happy. If I can do an 800-pound conventional pound from the floor and hang on to it with my shitty grip, I may have to rethink, how I want to revisit deadlifting this next year when I get competing in 2016. So some thoughts that I need to process there and figure out how to do. Had a great trip to New York. So flew out Friday night, red eye. So I missed my training over the weekend because I was speaking, but spoke with a great list of presenters. Leo Toten, Dean Somerset, Dr. Charlie Weingroff, who I have much respect for. So that's going to be coming out available as a Masters of Movement DVD. When it's out, I'm sure you'll be able to see me posting on it on social media and stuff. But excited to have that. That'll be a great mixture of content from physical therapists, strength coach, Olympic coaches, powerlifting coaches, myself, and it'll be just a tremendous resource, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. I think that kind of wraps up the discussion. Got back on Sunday and getting prepped for the next week. So again, it's going to be a little bit more volume based the next few weeks, but feeling really good as I lead into the tail end of this year and looking forward to moving some heavy weights and hopefully getting some competitions in next year. So, Chris Duffin, signing out. Oh, check out the 944-pound squat. So here's the big squat, or soon to be the last warm up here. Big difference is I had somebody wrapping my knees this week. So that made a huge improvement for me versus doing my own like I've done for all these years. And after this squat, the team kind of convinced me to go heavier. I was planning on maybe going for 900 for a double again, or going maybe low 900s, but Jody there in the green somehow convinced me to put another red on. And this is went down and came up. So pretty pleased with that. You can see it was just a hair bit higher than the last warm-up in the last week, so I'd like to hit that a little bit deeper, but honestly the weight got hit
in my head. But with how easy that moved, I feel pretty good. Here's that missed load on the bench from Wednesday with 560 on the Duffalo bar. Even got a little bit of a pause there, got it off the chest, and then it pretty much stuffed me. That was right in the middle of doing my 470s for singles, and this is the last set of 4 or 5 right there with 470. You see how easy that's moving for me. Then Friday, this is the deadlifting I talked about, so just went up to 645, no straps, and then saved the back in preparation for the trip, and then just because all the heavy training, just tested the grip with some rack pulls, so you can see I feel pretty comfortable there. And went ahead and went a little bit heavier with 855, but you can see I don't hold that one for very long. So that wraps it up.
If you'd like to support the production of further content and maximize your athletic performance, check out kabukistrength.net. Our goal is to provide you with the tools and the methods to maximize your performance. There's constantly adding new products to our site, so please check it out. All that's left is for you to bring the attitude.